Hi, I'm Chioma Isiaginso, Expert CEO, and I wanted to talk to you today about your resume. Everyone has a resume, or at least most people have a resume. If you're applying to business school, you probably have a resume. Um, but if you're like most people, you haven't looked at your resume in a long, long time. In fact, the last time you looked at your resume was the last time you applied for a job, which most likely was 2 years ago or even longer. So, what should you do with your resume? Why is it even important in the application process? Um, I want to do a focus on the resume today because I think it's one of those things that's highly underestimated in the application process. A lot of applicants wait till the last minute to look at their resume, perhaps a few days before the admissions deadline, in some cases a few hours before they apply. All sort of bad decisions. What you've got to do with your resume is to pull it out early, even now, actually, months before admissions uh, deadlines are in play, and polish your resume. Fill in the holes. Ask yourself what's missing with your resume. There are a couple of things I wanted to highlight. The first is that it's very important to keep it short and to the point. So one-page resume is quite standard in the MBA application world. If the school says you can have a CV or a couple of pages, that's perfectly fine, but make sure you verify that. But most schools really prefer to have a resume that's one page in length. And with that in mind, that means you've really got to focus on what's really, really important. Um, so not every single project you worked on should make it on the resume. Not every single extracurricular involvement that you had in life, even the one you did for 2 months, should make it on your resume. So you want to use judgment. You want to use the resume as really a calling card or a "Hi, my name is Chioma" kind of introduction. So take a step back and look at everything you've done and begin to put it on the page. So when you start out, your resume could be 3 pages, and then start to go line by line and eliminate anything that you recognize wasn't um, your best project or something that really allowed you to showcase leadership. The key thing to think about with your resume is to make sure that you can quantify any impact that you had, and also that the points that you're making are going to reinforce the brand message that you're conveying about yourself. The other thing to think about your resume is that it's actually the first thing that a lot of admissions board members pick up. So this is the introduction to who you are. So make sure that you make the right first impression and uh, avoid errors. So I'll close on a quick story. I love stories. So I'll tell you a quick story of a client of mine that came to work with us at Exodus, and she had a fantastic story. She had applied, and then she realized she actually submitted an old resume, and the resume did actually include all of her work experience, with the exception of one of the most important work projects, actually jobs that she had done. And so on paper, it looked like she had been out of work for a couple of years. Unfortunately, she was able to discover this and was able to address it uh, to the admissions board. But you can imagine what kind of um, outcome it could have been for her had she not, you know, looked closely at her resume before hitting submit. So whenever you are considering applying to business school, recognize that the resume is extremely important. Take the time to make sure that you pare it down to one page, that you focus on the key points that's supposed to be there to reinforce who you are. And then, most importantly, that the points you've highlighted are reinforcing your personal brand and the message you want to convey about yourself. And don't miss out on any jobs that you've done, so that there aren't any gaps in your resume. And lastly, avoid jargon. So any jargon that is industry focused, eliminate that and just keep it very simple and straightforward in the language that you use. I wish you all the best, and I look forward to sharing some additional admissions tips with you. Have a great day, and to your MBA success. Bye.